Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. Hey, everybody. I'm Andy Stoyer. I am the CEO and co-founder of a company called Composer. Randy gave you my background. I'm here with my yellow submarine mug of coffee. So hopefully I'll have some coffee or something to drink while we're going here. And we're going to crack open how you can transform SEO, blogging, and social media to get better ROI using AI. So let's jump in here. First thing up, we're going to go through our agenda. So our agenda are to talk about key SEO drivers. We're going to pull back the curtain on SEO. A lot of SEO companies, there's a lot of confusion around SEO. A lot of companies black box SEO and how it works. We're going to demystify that a little bit today. And we're going to talk a little bit about how it works so that you have an understanding of what really are the drivers in SEO and how you can leverage best practices to be able to get better results. A lot of the stuff you can do yourself. We can help you as well. My goal is to arm you with as much information as possible so that you can get there faster. Then we're going to craft an inbound marketing funnel. HubSpot coined this term inbound marketing. So inbound marketing is another way of saying SEO, and there are drivers. There are certain tactics that you take to be able to craft that inbound marketing funnel. We're going to do a deep dive on that so that you're able to use AI to assist you with this and help you get there faster. And then we're going to talk a little bit about AI content mastery, utilizing the power of AI to create content to ultimately maximize your conversions and ultimately help you rank better. Starting at the top here, there are 99,000 searches on Google every second. There's a ton of traffic on Google. And everybody's scratching their head saying, how do I rank organically to capture some of that traffic to my website? The opportunity by doing a good job of SEO here is you earn the trust of your prospects while demonstrating your expertise and your authority in the category. So what that means is that content really is the connective tissue between you and your prospect in the moment when they come to your website. So you're getting some website traffic, or if you're not getting some website traffic, these will be tactics on how you get that website traffic. But if you are getting, and when you get traffic to your website, you want to be telling people something interesting. You want to educate people. Education is marketing these days. So it's very important to be able to ask the question and answer the question for your prospects when they get to your website so that you're educating them, you're informing them, and you're helping them in that moment. And when you do that, you're earning the trust of those prospects when they come to your website. So content is critical. It's not a brochure website world that we live in anymore. You probably know this when you go to other people's websites and you say, hey, that's a professional looking website, and they have a blog and they've got some really good, insightful content up on their website. I want to do business with these guys versus the one-pager website that is a brochure website. You're kind of like, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll look at other competitors. So very important to have content to be able to earn that trust of that prospect. The building blocks of SEO are content marketing, right? That's what we call it. And content marketing includes content that's on your website. It includes content that you may even publish to other people's websites to get backlinks to your website. It includes social media marketing as well. And social media includes Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter or X, TikTok, and also YouTube. People often forget that YouTube is a significant channel. YouTube is the #2 search engine on the internet. So having a presence there is also very important. Those are all content marketing strategies. Then you've got inbound links, content optimization, Google business profile, and your reviews. And so we'll get into like, how do all these pieces fit together? Before we jump into all the details, high level up front, Google has created a 186-page document. It's Google's SEO guidelines. You can go to Google right now and even search for Google's SEO guidelines, and you'll find a 186-page document that is highly technical. But what the important parts of this document, what they say is that they have this concept called what's called the EEAT framework. What that means is that what Google's looking for when they crawl your website is what kind of experience do you have, right? Talk about your experience, talk about what you do, and talk about it in depth. Explain to people a little bit about your experience. And then the expertise is the other E, so EEAT. So experience, your expertise showcases your depth in the particular topic. So if you're an accountant, for example, you're going to want to talk about, there's so many things that you can talk about with accounting. There's, there's filing, there's tax, tax credits, tax planning, financial planning, there's budgeting, there is, a number of these different things that you can dig into, and you want to write about each one of these ideas. And I'll show you tactics on how to write for each one of these areas. Authoritativeness is, those are the links that are coming into your website. And people always ask me, how do I get links to my website? There are a number of ways that you can get links to your website. One of the easiest ways to do it is by writing content and talking to other companies that are relevant to your business, not competitive, but they're complementary, and say, hey, I've got some content that I'd love to publish to your website. It's free content for you and your visitors, and there would be a link back to your website. That's a great way to do it. If you're a local business, I recommend going to your Chamber of Commerce, for example, and publishing some content there. There are other directories that you can go to be able to publish content there, and in social media. But definitely focus on getting some of these links back. You can also buy links from several companies out there that do that kind of a thing, and that's a way to accelerate it as well. Trustworthiness is how accurate and honest and reliable is the content on your website. Page speed is part of that trustworthiness. So one of the things that Google looks for is they want to send traffic to websites that deliver a great customer experience, right? So if you imagine, that's Google's objective. They want to deliver a great customer experience all the way through. If your page loads slowly compared to your competitors, they're going to send the traffic to other people because those pages load faster. So as part of this trustworthiness category, top of the list is how fast does your website load? And there are a number of tactics and tips that you can do to be able to load your website quickly. A lot of it is removing extraneous code so that your page is lightweight and loads quickly. So that's what Google's looking for. Those are the fundamental building blocks that make up an SEO strategy. So great. So that's awesome. So what really matters now? Let's kind of peel the onion back a little bit. So what matters? Consistent publication of high quality content. That's probably the most important thing that Google's looking for, assuming that your page loads quickly and you meet the other criteria, right? So then you say, okay, so what do I do now to speed up getting SEO for my website? Consistent publication of high quality content. So what does that mean? That means publishing at least once a week. If you can publish every day, beautiful. Google will love that. And what happens is that when people start publishing content to their website, Google takes note and they crawl your website again. And if they see content being published more frequently each time they crawl, they're going to come back and crawl more and more and more. And it trains Google to come back more frequently so that they're crawling the content that's on your website and indexing it. And therefore, now it's showing up in their database. And then what they'll do is that they'll start to test you in the organic rankings so that they see how people interact with your website. There are also important tags that you need on your website. A title tag, for example, on your website. So if you look in the tab in a browser and you see at the very top of the tab what that website's about, or maybe even mouse over it, whatever it says there is the title tag. That's basically telling Google, this page is about whatever it says in that tag. A lot of times people put their brand name and their company name in that tag. You don't have to do that. What you can do, you could put your brand name there, but I would also include a description about what you do. And in that title tag, you want to include the keyword of whatever it is that you're trying to rank for. So having consistent content published regularly, having the keyword in the title tag is important. There are other things that you need to have. You need to have Google Analytics on your website. I recommend having Google Search Console as well. That's another tool that Google offers. These are tags that you can put on your website so that when Google crawls the website, they go, okay, cool, you're following best practices, and that all helps. We talked a little bit about backlinks. Those are also important. Niche expertise and engagement with a page. So how do you showcase niche expertise and engagement with a page? You do that with high quality content. And then you link the content internally on your website. All these things together create this really good SEO execution. So those are the building blocks of how you do a good job of SEO. I just demystified a whole bunch of black box stuff that SEO agencies won't tell you, but that's if you follow those guidelines, that's good stuff. Okay, so now you follow those guidelines, and that's all wonderful. What kind of content should I write? Well, there's blog content, video and podcast content, and social media content. These are the building blocks of thought leadership. And when you think about it, you are an expert in your field, and your opportunity is to be able to demonstrate your expertise through the content that you create and that you publish to your website. So whether it's through blog content, you can create video content and podcasts. So how do I do that? It's also another service that we help you produce your podcasts and create these videos for you. You can do this yourself as well. And the way that you do it is you simply put together a narrative around what it is you're going to talk about for that episode. I recommend having other people in your podcast and in your videos as well. Those can be your coworkers in your company, so you give your faces to the company so that people know who you are. Invite your customers to talk about their customer stories and their customer journey with you. Bring in influencers in your category, or market influencers, or people in your local community, other people to talk about these topics. And then you can create content like that. You can post the content on YouTube. You can embed those videos on your website. That's all best practice stuff. And then you promote it through social media. So think about, once you have the content, whether it's blog content or video content, then you can talk about it and promote it in social media. And so those are great ways to create a consistent content stream. I also recommend having a Google business profile page. This is a free service that Google offers. Definitely take them up on this. And when you publish to your social media, also publish to your Google business profile, because what happens is it sends a signal to Google that you're offering valuable insights and information to your prospects using a Google platform. Yes, use Facebook. Yes, use Instagram. Yes, use LinkedIn and Twitter. Do all of that, but for sure include Google Business in this, because you're sending a signal to Google to say, I'm here, I'm offering valuable, insightful content to my customers, and Google loves that, and it's a signal that you're in business, and they will promote you for that. Talking a little bit about your Google Business profile, this is really your opportunity to showcase your business, right? So showcase your products and services, highlight your focus of what you do, feature customer testimonials, ask your customers for reviews, right? Very important. Regularly update your visual content, your images, your videos, promote them there, and capture your team in action. Those are great ways to be able to showcase your Google profile, your Google business profile. So again, great building blocks. Now let's talk about, okay, so now I'm going to write some content. How do I do this? content is the core of your SEO strategy. And this is how you build an inbound marketing strategy and plan. So on the right here, we have what's called a topic cluster. This is part of what HubSpot created when they created this concept. And the idea here is, if I'm a personal trainer, for example, and I want to write some content about workout routines, I'm going to go ahead, and this is called a pillar in the middle here. This is the core of what you're going to write about. Typically, it's a broad concept like workout routines. And I might write a 2,000, 3,000 word article called The Ultimate Guide to Workout Routines. And in this guide, I'm going to have lots of things that I can talk about in different section heads. Let's say there are 10 things that I can talk about, all about workout routines. And I might talk about, workout routines to increase strength, or how to get abs, or using dumbbells at home, or different workout routines that I can do, workout routines to build lean muscle and lose fat, right? So each one of these can be a section head in this ultimate guide. But then what we do is we write maybe an 800 word or 1,000 word article all about specifically a deeper dive around workout routines to increase strength. That might be one article. When I write that article, this little line right here, I want to link to this ultimate guide. And I want to write another article about workout routine to get abs, or using dumbbells at home, or building lean muscle, right? Each one of these are 800 to 1,000 word articles that are deeper dives on the topic, and they link to this pillar piece of content, right? This 2,000, 3,000 word article. And when you do this, you create this topic cluster. And what Google does is that when they crawl your website, they go, oh, I know what you're about. You're all about workout routines. Now they know where to place you in their organic ranking, in their index. And you've now created a bunch of content around this topic. So they go, you've done way more than others in this area. So they start to rank you organically for these particular topics. Keep in mind that topics are broader concepts that have many subtopics. So workout routines, and then the subtopics around it, right? Topics and subtopics are also keywords, right? So you want to think about what keywords am I targeting here for when people type in a search. Those are keywords that they're typing in. Google is a giant Dewey Decimal System. It's a way of organizing all of this content. So you need to be explicit by telling Google, this is what I do, so that they go, oh, I know where to place you in my index. And this hub and spoke kind of model creates what's called topic density. And Google loves that. That demonstrates that you are the expert and you are the authority at that particular topic. The general idea here is we want to make it easy for Google to know what you do through the content that you create. So a great way to do this is you can go to Google and you can type in a broad topic that's relevant for your business. In my business, it's marketing software. And if you don't press enter, you just type it in, what you're going to see several related topics here. This is the topic cluster right there. They just made it for you. This is the broad keyword. And then these are the things that you should write about. You should write about all of these different articles, and then you should link them all together to this ultimate guide around marketing software. So that's how that works. It's a great way to be able to do it. And you want to write down these relevant matches. All of these are sort of like, if the keyword here is marketing software, for example, these are several keyword ideas around marketing software that you want to write about. This is the number of searches that happen every month around each one of these topics. So there's a good amount of search traffic that happens there. And you can even find out what questions people are asking about any one of these topics. And you can even go to, AI tools. You can use Google, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Perplexity, Claude, what have you. You can use any of these tools to find out what questions are people asking about related to marketing software, and it'll give you ideas. So these are great ways to be able to build out, your ideas. And then what we do is we look at keywords that are not only relevant, but also have a high search volume with your keywords, and also have a low keyword difficulty, right? Keyword difficulty is an important part of how to pick and choose and sharpshoot what keywords you want to target with that. So the idea is when you're creating your topic clusters, these become the blueprint of your strategy. Here's an example of it in practice. So here's your pillar page. This is all about workout routines. Remember, we talked about that earlier. So this is our pillar page that breaks out all of these subtopics around workout routines. And this is kind of like an overview. Think of it as like an expanded table of contents. You want this pillar page to be about 2,000 to 3,000 words, maybe even more if you have more content to write about. Then you create a breakout article about subtopic A and subtopic B and subtopic C, and you link these all together to your pillar page. You can even link them together to each other so that you have all this content linked together. And when you do that, Google crawls your website and they go, oh, I know exactly where to place you in my index. Hopefully this is starting to kind of settle in and make sense here. So now what we want to do is we want to think about, a lot of times people ask me, well, what content is really good for me to write about? What I recommend doing is thinking about your customer journey. When customers are discovering you in your business, there's this concept of top of the funnel. What's the problem that they have? Talk about the problem that they have. And then middle of the funnel. So now they say, okay, great. I've now come to your website. I've read maybe a blog post about this. Now, tell me about the solution. How do you solve my problem? That's the middle of the funnel. And sometimes people will fill out a form and they want to have an appointment with you. You have an appointment with them. They say, great, I need to think about it. Well, that's a great opportunity for you to use content to be able to nurture those leads and send them more information as they're thinking about it, or maybe they're talking with their partner, their spouse, or their team about, should we join forces with you in this company, right? So while they're in that deliberation phase, we want to be able to market to them and send them content via email or text that that informs them so that they can share that with their team, get buy-in, and say, yeah, you're the company I want to work with, right? So the idea is to create content along the customer journey. And then the bottom of the funnel is you selling them, basically, and converting them into a customer. So think about it like that. That's a great way to be able to think about your content strategy. A little pro tip here is when you embed a video into your blog post, we find that you double the number of top 10 keywords that you rank for, and you also rank faster. So if you have video content, put it up on YouTube, embed that YouTube into your blog post, and that will definitely help you accelerate your speed to market. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way here. Okay, so hopefully this is all making some sense. These are the results that we get for our clients. Pretty amazing. The Funded Trader, for example, when they came to us, they had 7,900 visitors come to their website. We applied these best practices. They're now getting over 40,000 visitors to their website. So a 513% increase. Same thing with Mid-South Pain Treatment Center. They were getting 818 visitors to their website. They're now getting 28,000 visitors to their website. Their business is growing as a result because those people raise their hand and they say, I want to become a customer of yours. Same thing with a company called Afros. They were a small boutique wedding dress company. They had 249 visitors coming to their website. They now have over 14,000 visitors coming. And this is all driven by the number of keywords that they rank for. So they were ranking for 14 keywords. Now they're ranking for 1,600. And they, in the top 3 positions on Google, they only had one keyword that was ranking there. Now they have 378. So this is a process that works again and again. It's a tried and true process. And so those are the building blocks of how you do it. Now we're going to switch gears a little bit and talk about how you gain this unfair advantage using AI in your process. The general idea here is to be a systems thinker and create workflows that help you utilize the right tools. An important part of AI is that there's a bunch of garbage content that's out there because it's really easy to go to ChatGPT and say, write me a blog post about workout routines. the content that the AI will produce in that moment is pretty bad. It's going to be very generic. It's not going to be insightful. And people are posting this kind of stuff all the time. Google does not like it. They can spot it a mile away and they will not rank.